journey. I mean, what was the experience and how much have we grown from first one to first? So we saw it in the trailer, but the experience about it.
After the first one, me and John, we decided to make it into a sequel, but we wanted the best possible story. Unless you have a great story to make, there's no point making a sequel for the sake of making it. Eventually, after a long search, when we met Abhinay and my writer of the film, Parvez and Jasmeet, this story was discussed, evolved. Everybody got involved into it. John and then later on Sonakshi, they also participated a lot in the discussions. What was very important for us to take it to the next level. And we wanted a very able partner, which Viacom partnered us on this one. But in today's time, what is most relevant is the stories which deal with the men from the forces. In India, we have so many forces. We've got Cops, which is ACP Yashwardhan, played by John. Then we've got RAW, we've got NIA, we've got CID, CBI, so many of them. And those stories today are the most relevant, most contemporary, and most connecting with the people. Coincidentally, we found a story which was Abhinay and Parvez and Jasmeet's combined effort to create, which deals with two forces of our complete apparatus, which is Cops and RAW, and deals with a threat which is a national security threat. And I think that was the best part about the film. And the way we could then take it to Budapest, it gave it a very different look. Then we had a portion that was supposed to be shot in China. We couldn't shoot it in China for various reasons, and so we had to kind of treat it differently and get it done. But that's there for you to see. It looks fantastic. So that is how the entire thing happened. And the best part about it is that it is genuinely the next level.
Well, actually, it looks very exciting indeed. John, first Force 1, it was more physical with you, John. Well, the way it was more physical and more, individual based. Now here, it's a different ball game. You're actually taking on a geek who's all minds and yet physical. So, how's the experience been? What was the idea behind it?
I think we wanted a film that was larger. The problems were larger. So the problems in Force 2 are larger. And we wanted a character that's far more evolved than the antagonist in Force 1. And I think for us, Tahir, checkmarked all the boxes for us, and we thought he was. I saw him in Mardani, and Abhinay and I kept discussing about Tahir, and finally, I think when we collectively, Abhinay and Vipul met him, and I met him too. I had the pleasure of meeting him, and then we got him on board. So I think the antagonist of this film is far more evolved. And I always say this, the strength is always here, not here. And Tahir has got that strength of character in this film. He's fantastic, and when you actually when you see him, there's portions that I've seen in the film, and I'm speaking offhand, I shouldn't be saying this, Abhinay, but I got goosebumps with certain portions of his, and you really feel for this character, which is fantastic. And it's got so many shades and so many layers, so I think he adds so much value to this film, and the antagonist and the character in itself adds a lot of value in this film.
Fantastic. Sonakshi, so many stunts. Actually, going shoulder to shoulder with John must be difficult. How much of a challenge it was to get into so many stunts and actually do it?
Can you repeat the last part of your question?
Okay, just coming to the stunts part, to the action sequences, you've done a whole lot of them. Was it difficult, or were you, did John actually guide you, or you said, hey, come on, I'm going to do this?
It was actually a lot of fun for me, and it's something that I've actually been very athletic. Even when I was in school, I used to enjoy playing sports, and I feel doing this kind of stuff liberates me in certain ways. So I was really excited to do the stunts that were told to me in this film. I feel like it was just a carry forward from Akira, doing in the action space, and I feel this was the right film to portray a different type of action, more sleek, more stylized, very amazing car chase sequences, high octane stunts and stuff. So it was really a fantastic experience, and I was matching John step by step, and he was very encouraging. And even though he made fun of me every now and then, but at the end of the day, he appreciated my work, which is what counts. And I guess everybody was happy, so that makes me happy.
Yeah, just a question which is coming to my mind. It's easy to romance, or it's easy to beat up someone?
For me, it's easy to beat up someone.
All right, Tahir. Whoever told you to become a villain? Yeah, I mean, you're so good looking. I mean, you're just looking at you. It is very difficult to visualize. You can easily be cut off as a lead man and looking in. Yeah.
I think that question is for the producer over there who's sitting.
And in Mardani, it was brilliant, absolutely fantastic. We saw the shades of the wicked, the wicked shade of yours, and here you've actually taken it to the next level. What was the experience like?
Thanks. To answer your first question, I really believe that no one is all bad or all good. I like to play characters as if there are shades of bad in good and good in bad, and that's really what attracted me to this role. जब मर्दानी जैसी आप पिक्चर करते हैं और आपको ऑडियंस का और क्रिटिक्स की अप्रिसिएशन मिलती है, तो like everyone is using the phrase the next step, the big game. It's important to pick a project that ups it in terms of everything, in terms of the script, the story, the action, and forced to check all those boxes for me. It was a bigger project. It had the opportunity to act, and that's why I took it on. And just to add to where John left off, to say that he's liked what I've done, I would just like to say that I was only doing my second film, and an actor's performance really depends on how he's treated on set and how he's dealt with. And I was dealt with no less than the other stars who are sitting, and I felt like I'm doing my 25th film. So a lot of the confidence that comes is thanks to the people you're seeing sitting on stage. It wouldn't have been possible without.
Absolutely special. This is incredible.
Also, I'd like to add that Tahir played the leading man off the set in Budapest.
That is true. For that, we have to have a press conference in.
We'll have a separate one for that.
Separate conference, not in front of them.
Well. Avina must be having a lot of stories. It must be quite an experience for us with John, and you've done big screen, big cinema, as in you've done cinema, you've done television as well with 24. Now, what was the experience? How different was this? And with the star cast like John, Sonakshi, was it difficult, or was it? You must be having a lot of stories.
Yeah, I mean, why difficult? Correct. Yeah, they're very, very nice people. They're not difficult people at all to work with. And no, but yes, it's a dream to get a film to work with a cast like this, who's dedicated, who actually do not, hold back in whether it's action, whether it's emotion, whatever the thing is, whether it's late hours, whatever it is, they have been incredible as a cast, and the whole team really. And for me, what is amazing is, as you asked me, what is the difference between doing television and features. I mean, at the end of the day, it's storytelling. That's how I treat it. And if it's storytelling, it should be the same. There wouldn't be any difference, really. As far as this film is concerned, what really was amazing for all of us was we worked as a team. We worked as one unit, and we got each other's back, and for a film of this kind, where there is, we are trying to, in every possible way, try to up the game. We actually did that together. Whether it's starting from Vipul as a producer, John as a producer and an actor, Sonakshi, Tahir, Viacom as a partner, Ajit, all of us really just held each other's hand through it and made it something quite special. I think. I believe it's gone beyond all our expectations, really.
Absolutely, just like a dream team. But just a thought. You must have visualized 1 year back before the project started that it's going to turn out this way. Has it turned out that way?
Better.
Much better.
Yeah, because I think when we sit on piece of paper, when I sat with the writer, with Parvez and Jasmeet, when we were going through it, at that point of time, there was a certain feel that we had, and I'm a gut guy. So I kept feeling that, okay, this is the right thing to do. This is the right thing to do. Today, when we finished shooting and we are almost done with the edit of the film, I'm seeing it and I'm saying, all right, this is what we set out to do. Wow. Okay, that's great. That's fun. So yeah, I think the expectations, it's gone a little beyond.
Absolutely fantastic. John, Force One, the bike. Force 2, the car. Force 3 में क्या होगा?
पता नहीं अभी let's concentrate on Force 2. I like lifting things, so
Pun intended.
I'm a pickup truck, so I like lifting things. But just to add here, I've been a fan of Sonakshi's. I've been a very big fan of Abhinay since a long time. And I think we met Abhinay before Force even happened. And I wanted to meet him, and I chatted with him. I said, can we work together? And he said, yeah. And that was it. And he left on his motorcycle, and I like him because he rides a motorcycle also. So we really hit it off, and I think honestly the entire energy on this film, and barring a few, goof ups, barring very few, probably one or two, the energy's honestly been very positive, and I think when it's very positive on a set, we hope that the outcome is also very positive.
Sonakshi, final question. Do you want to